Hello, YouTube. This is your girl, Carmen Kaboom, broadcasting live from out here in these U-turn streets. I want to say hello to all of my wonderful real subscribers and my real supporters. Hopefully, you all are having a wonderful Friday. Today is Friday. We made it. It's been a long, hard week. Oh, and I've been down on my grind. Baby, it's been a long week. It's been a rainy week. It's been a challenging week. It's been a week that the Lord has made, and I'm glad and rejoicing in it nonetheless. No matter what. No matter what the circumstances. I am just so grateful because so many people didn't make it. But we're here. We're here. And we're making the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here in Collierville, Tennessee. I really like Collierville. I used to live in Collierville. I was wanting to come back to Collierville, but they denied my application. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Child, I got denied. That's not often that happens. But it don't stop nothing. It don't stop me. I just keep on moving and things. But I did want that particular place because it had a nice garage. And I said that would be accommodating considering how these heathens are carjacking and vandalizing vehicles on a regular basis, busting windows and things. And they need their head bust. I'm not a violent person, but okay, and things. So, child, I'm not gonna cry about it. You know, my application getting denied over here in Collierville, Tennessee, because that rent was gonna be strong and things, $1,500 plus a month. And I said that don't even make no sense. Even if I was buying the place, okay, that rent is kind of strong, but I was gonna sacrifice and go ahead because you know this is a nice town. It's growing, and bigger is not always better. But they gonna learn their lesson about all this growing. Somebody got some money and just don't know what to do with it. It's burning a hole in their pockets and things. So they want to increase their generational wealth, I suppose. So they're just popping up with all these businesses all over the place. And the traffic is bustling and busting at the seams and things. And these heathens are so impatient. And they just can't stay out of the street. Because they got so much money. You know, that's a lot of pressure to people that's been broke otherwise. But I digress. But it's been a rainy week, right? And I checked the weather forecast and looked like it said it wasn't going to rain today. But as soon as I come outside, it started raining. I said, for real? The rain said, yeah, here I am. I'm pulling up on you. And it pulled up on me, baby. And I got soaking wet and things. Well, considering I already be kind of wet in some places, it didn't even make a difference. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know, I'm dry now. And the rain is gone. But it looked like it's going to stick around over there in the cut somewhere and come back again in a little bit. But for now, the sun is struggling to come out. I see a little piece of it peeking out in the bushes of the sky and things. But that ain't gonna stop me. I'm still gonna be in these streets, and I gotta take care of my business, baby. And one monkey don't stop no show. My application got denied, but guess what? It got approved somewhere else. It got approved. I serve a good God that says yes when other people say no. Huh? I serve a good God that works on favor. He don't care nothing about no credit. He don't care nothing about that. All these other people digging in the background and in the past. Why can't they stay out of the past? The past is gone. It ain't coming back no more. And it don't matter. It don't matter today. Let's deal with what's going on today and things. But you got all these heathens just keep on picking up their shovel and things, digging in the background, digging in the past, digging. So this woman who I had applied with at this other place, I'm gonna put on your phone to keep it from getting so hot. They probably do, but I don't know about it. Child, the phone gets so hot sitting up there in that sun and things. And it overheats and things and cuts off my talking and things, interrupting me and things, and I don't appreciate it. So let me start all over again. I gotta bust a U-turn. I gotta turn around, y'all, cause I was going the wrong way. I gotta start all over again. I gotta bust a U-turn. Baby, let me tell you. So the heifer, she thinks she was saying something to me when she said, oh, I was looking at your background and it looked like you already in the system because you owe another place. And I said, I don't know about that. I wasn't playing like I didn't remember, and I had amnesia and things, selective amnesia. I really was perplexed. And I asked her, I said, what's the name of the place? And so she told me the name of the place. I said, oh, yeah. I said, yeah, that's right. I owned up to it. I took accountability. I owned it. Yeah, that's me. That's her. Her is me, yes. And I don't regret it. Because them heathens was over there making all that noise. And you know, evildoers defend evildoers. They didn't want to punish the people that was violating the lease, was making all that noise, and they had that dog up there barking all the time, wouldn't let me have no sleep. And I'm complaining, and my complaining wasn't getting no respect, right? So I done had no other choice other than to put up with all that disturbance or leave. And I left. I sure did. So now I gotta suffer the consequences with having that place on my credit. I don't give a F-U-C-K, because I'm gonna get somebody, I'm gonna pay somebody some good money to get it off of there. Since it's a problem, okay, it's really not a problem because I still do what I want to do and things. I might have to take another route, but I'm still gonna get what I need to get and go where I need to go and things. So she, in the meantime, she's saying, well, let me call the apartment where you at now and see this and see that. Baby, I'm already gone somewhere else. Okay, because you done waited too long. She done waited too long. I've been waiting on her the whole week. And she been ding-a-linging around, and I've been having a flip-flop with this money order and all this and all that. I'm already approved somewhere else. And to be honest, I really think it's a better place. It's a better alternative. And things. Because really, you know, I was doing an assessment. And it's really too far to drive. And then the 2 times that I went over there, I seen too many hood rats. I seen too many hair bonnets. Okay. And then I'm listening to all that loud ass music and them cars and things in the parking lot. So I was already thinking, and then I went online and did something I ordinarily don't do, but I should do. I looked at the reviews, and I see that they lousy as it relates to fixing and repairing stuff. A lot of the tenants is complaining on them and saying they got roaches over there, and not roaches, spiders and things, and they won't come over there and spray their apartments and things. And so I said, now look, she's so busy checking my background. I need to check yours, ma'am. I need to check yours. The background check needs to go both ways. Don't it need to go both ways? Yes, it does. Okay, I need to see about your track record like you trying to see about my track record. Let's check out each other. Let's check out each other. I need to know how you've been treating these tenants in the past and in present too. And how you gonna treat them in the future. Yes. So, and then it was gonna cost a little bit more, and then they building so raggedy, and then they get excuses why they raggedy and things. And whew, the only the only the only strong point that I can see that I would say is something that they got going for them that I really like. The place is on some water. If I sit on the patio, I'll be facing the water. I like water, but hell, I can get me a water fountain and just pretend and let my mind, go to the water if I want to, it's the water. Okay. That's the only strong point that I see that they got going for them. Okay. I don't even like the color they paint. Why do some people paint their building so ugly? And then the inside, some people love that fucking gray color. I can't stand that gray. It makes me depressed. And things. And, some people gung-ho about stainless steel. I don't give a fuck. As long as the refrigerator get cold. That's all that matters. And I don't care if it's stainless steel, if it's white, blue, black, or green. I don't care. As long as the refrigerator gets cold. But some people, they so particular about certain this and certain that, you know what I mean? And, all this certain stuff, it validates them and make them feel a certain kind of way. But I'm going to feel good either way it go as long as my stuff get cold in the refrigerator. So it don't matter. I don't even care about that kind of stuff, right? But anyway, yeah. And, I was struggling with my options on the board. And then I was thinking, it's really nothing to think about, And the other place, I think it's a better situation. The place is smaller as it relates to the other units. And I like smaller because, like I said before, bigger is not always better. And I learned that lesson from where I presently am. They got 1,500 units, and they getting ready to build some more across the street with their greedy ass. And some more down the street. Hell, you can't even hardly control the units that you got. Why would you go and build some more? Because they greedy. That's why. That's why. Because they're greedy. But anyway, that's their crime oasis, not mine. So, if you don't care no more about the people, and you just looking at the money on the table, that's you. That's you. You and your insurance deductible. Okay. And premiums and things. But anyway, some people gonna sign up for it, and some people gonna go the other way. So I'm just so happy that I can go the other way. And do things a lot differently. And some people frown upon starting all over. And it's a good thing to start all over a lot of times. You get to hit the refresh button, and that feels good. And I'm not the type of person to get comfortable and stay one place too long. It's dangerous in staying comfortable. It feels good to be comfortable, but it's dangerous because there's no progress in being comfortable and staying stagnant in one place. And that leads to me talking about what I was really going to talk about today, which is purpose. A lot of people don't recognize and understand their purpose, and it's important that you know your purpose. A lot of people cannot answer that question when you ask them, what is your purpose? Everybody has a purpose, and some people waste their time, and it's really not your time, it's really God's time. Okay, and I believe that God takes great offense when you waste his time. And God, just think about it, out of all the people on the planet, plus the animals and the bushes and the birds and the bees and things, and the rocks and the sand and the water and things, he done took time to do a lot of work out here. And here you go effing around wasting God's time. I know if I was God, I'd get real offended. Here you go hanging out on the block. Here you go being a drug head. All you want to do is smoke dope all day. I didn't create you to do that. Okay? And here you go. You just want the blessings from me. You always come to me begging. God, please give me this house. God, please approve my loan at the bank. God, please don't let them catch me for PPP loan fraud. I know I didn't own no business, but I wanted to have a business in my head, in my mind. I did have a business, but you didn't really have no business. Okay, and you didn't have no business lying on the application, but you want God to protect you, right? Even though he say, thou shalt not lie. And then you want him to show you some favor and make accommodations for you because you think you special. Well, what about all his other children and things? He ain't got time to be fooling with you, and you just keep on playing around. All you want to do is have fun. When you going to get serious? God is a serious God. Yeah, he got some little toys out here, these little cars and trucks and this and that, and you can go on vacation and get flued out and this and that. Okay, but it's a time for that. What about your purpose? And this morning, I was really thinking about my purpose, right? My purpose is not your purpose. That's why I take great offense when people come to my channel trying to tell me what I need to do, what I need to say, what I need to think, and want me to apologize for being me. Because they so used to everybody being fake, right? And pretending to be somebody and something that they're not. They get offended when they see somebody keeping it real. Yeah, and telling you something that you can feel. Yeah, you get offended by that. Because real is rare. And fake is the new real. For some of y'all, I don't subscribe to that. And no matter what, I'm going to keep it real. And say what I want to say respectfully, and sometimes disrespectfully, depending on how you come at me. If you come to me disrespectfully, I'm gonna give it back to you with disrespect, and I'm gonna double down on it sometimes, depending on how I feel and the circumstances and whatever. And I'm just so glad and I'm so fortunate that I realized my purpose. And I had a long conversation with God. Have you ever had a conversation with God? It feels good to have a relationship, and it's personal. I don't have to tell you and invite you into my conversation with God. It's personal. It's real intimate. And it get real intense sometime. And this morning, I just had to give God a whole lot of my attention. I was thinking about how he's kept me. Has anybody ever been kept by God? A lot of y'all women, y'all been kept by these men, but have you ever been kept by God? It hit different. It hit different when you've been kept by God. I've been kept by a lot of these men out here. My last husband, I was a kept woman to a certain degree, but it hit different when you're being kept by God. He's a keeper. He's a mind regulator. When you feel like you're going crazy sometimes, you're so depressed, you're upset, you're angry, you're full of all these different emotions, God will regulate your mind. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like I'm almost about to go crazy. I'm almost about to get so mad I want to bust somebody upside the head. And God will be like, woosah. Calm down, my daughter. You belong to me. Don't worry about what they doing. Don't worry about what they saying. Think about the after party. After this is over with, after this has gone past your head and you own something else, this not going to be this way all the time. And earlier this month, I was thinking, I was just full of so much anxiety. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do that. And I was like, wait a minute. And God was like, wait a minute. What about me? You got to do this. You got to do that. But what about my time? When you gonna spend time with me? You've been on YouTube all day. You've been on YouTube all week. You've been on YouTube. You're giving them they time. What about my time? And God is a jealous God. And I was like, you're right, God. I got to give you some time. I can't give YouTube all my time and sit on there and talk about the trolls and fight and argue and bicker with the trolls and get them to take me out of my character. I got to draw back to God so he can replenish what a lot of these heathens done took up out of me. They're trying to tag me somewhere I don't need to be, somewhere I don't want to be. They're trying to line me up and put me in a trick bag. Yeah. So I got to go back to God. I got to bust a U-turn and go back to God and spend some time with him so he can talk to me and regulate my mind. Some things I shouldn't say. Some things I shouldn't do. I got to go to God. God, please forgive me for cussing at them heathens. And I know I say, oh, every time I cuss, forgive me, Lord, for cussing. Forgive me, Lord, for cussing. I really do mean it. I really do mean it sincerely. But when I go to God, he can purge those things that's not like him out of my mouth. His ways is not my ways. His thoughts are not my thoughts. His plans are better than mine. I want to move over here, but obviously that's not what God wants me to do. And I'm trying to reason with God. Oh, God, please approve my application. God, you got all power in your hand. I really want that place. And I can imagine God saying, why you want that place? Is it going to help you serve my purpose? Or you just want that place to show off on YouTube and Facebook and say that you live over here in this place? What is the reason why you want this place? You can't even afford. You can't even hardly afford where you at. And then you want another place that's more expensive just to say, oh, I'm paying all these thousands of dollars. Because some people, that validates them, right? To say, oh, I pay $2,000 a month. And just like this one girl, I was at the post office one day, and she gonna pull up next to me at the counter, and I could tell it made her feel good to say out loud. She didn't have to say it that loud. Give me a money order for $2,500. Oh, she wanted me to know she paid $2,500 a month. What is that doing for me? I could care less. It's a whole lot of more things I can do with $2,500 every month other than pay rent. Rent, something that ain't never going to be yours. You don't own that. And my mind, you know, as we get older, a lot of things that we value changes, right? A lot of things that was important to me 20, 30 years ago, it's no longer important to me. A lot of things that used to validate me 10, 20, 30 years ago, that don't validate me anymore. My mindset has changed. My mentality has changed. To a certain degree, my vocabulary has changed. My environment has changed. And it's continuously changing. I'm continuously evolving. And that's part of my purpose. I'm not supposed to stay the same. And if you stay the same, it's something wrong with you. God has created us for a purpose. And it's so many people that don't realize their purpose. And I think you're in bad shape. If you're a grown person especially, and you don't know your purpose, it's like you lost out here in the wilderness. You're in the middle of nowhere in life, and you don't know where you're going. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know where you're supposed to be. You're just out here having fun. Do you know how dangerous that is? You're just out here waiting on the next thing. Waiting on the next person to influence your mind. You want to go over here, and then you be like, Why you want to go over there? Because somebody else over there? Because somebody else said it's a good time? And you might have a good time. Oh, because it's some liquor over there. It's some drinking. It's some smoking over there. Oh, it's some ass over there. They're going to be shaking and twerking. That's why you going over there. You don't have no purpose over there. But you over there wasting God's time. And it's another thing that's dangerous when you wasting time and you taking time for granted. And you thinking because you've been wasting time 10 years can easily turn into 20 years. 20 years can easily turn into 30 years. Ask me how I know. And you just been having fun. So you think it's really not even fun. It's really not even fun. I done wasted a lot of time with people who didn't even deserve my time. People who didn't even deserve my conversation. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. And that's a bad, bad, bad feeling when you've been wasting time with people who don't even like you for real. But they pretend pretty good though. They pretend real good, and then they hang out with you and talk with you on the telephone because ain't nobody else effing with them. Ain't nobody else fooling with them. So they use you as a substitute, something to do in the meantime. And it's a bad feeling when you're dealing with somebody and you really care about them, but you realize they don't really care nothing about you. And a good way to identify that, they don't have to tell you. You use your discernment. You use your mind and figure it out. And it doesn't take long. When the conversation gets shorter with you, pay attention. That's all you gotta do is pay attention. And this particular person, and I think it's sad. And then I'm gonna get back on I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna get back on my talking points. I hope my phone is getting hot again. Okay, let me hold it. Let me hold it because it's getting hot again and things. So yeah, this one man that I've been friends with, I don't even think he really liked me for real, and I don't even know how it happened, but I think this is a part of it. Because I'm so honest. And some people, they're attracted to that honesty and integrity and keeping it real. But it's only so far they're willing to go with you with that. And when you keep it, you can keep it too real. And when you keep it too real and you start stepping on their toes and saying things that describe them and people that they know and their circumstances, they get offended. And they may not always tell you, but they damn sure gonna show you. And their body language, how they interact with you, a lot of things, subtle things that they may say. They may not answer your phone calls a lot of times, whereas they used to answer your telephone call all the time at least the first couple of rings. They'll hurry up and answer the phone. But then they start getting slow at answering the phone and letting it go to voicemail. Those are signs. Some change is taking place, right? And then they used to text you all the time. They don't stop texting you. And you be like, wait a minute, I ain't heard from so-and-so in so long. Yeah. They changing on you. They switching up on you. And maybe they realize their purpose, and maybe their purpose don't include you. But they don't have the heart to tell you that they want to exclude you out of their life, and they want to go another way. And they want to be around other people. And that's okay to outgrow people, outgrow places, outgrow things. That's okay. But I think it's a way that you should do it. Okay. Not that you obligated, but I think you should. Okay, so and so, I don't think I want to hang out with you anymore. It's nothing personal. But I think I just want to do something different with my life. What's wrong with saying that? Okay? Rather than just stop answering the first person call or start talking real slow and dry with the person and acting like something wrong with your phone and you can't hear the other person, all them kind of games. That's real aggravating to me. I don't even want to call him no friend no more. This person, he been doing me like that. And do you know how hurtful that is? When you realize that you on the phone with an enemy. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. And just holding the telephone and you waiting on some feedback. And they ain't saying nothing. And then I'm like, hello? 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 And he ain't saying nothing. Did he just walk away from the phone? What's going on? Did he put the phone in the toilet bowl? Where is the man at? So they're not really interested in listening to you, right? It's a lot being said and what's not being said. All you gotta do is pay attention. And I've been thinking today, should I talk to this person about this? They don't care. They're not gonna care either way it goes. And the handwriting is on the wall. And I have decided several times, well, if this person is not my friend, I should just leave them alone. And I have did that 2 or 3 times. But then I go back. Or they'll call me and then I go back. Or I go back on my own. No. It's just like you're dumpster diving or licking on vomit. And then you stop licking on the vomit. Then you go back and lick on the vomit again. And you don't even know why. Because I guess the vomit is what you're familiar with. The garbage is what you're familiar with. And that's fucked up. That's fucked up. When you think about it. When you even affiliate yourself with vomit and garbage, you got to ask yourself, what's wrong with you? Not the other person. What's wrong with you? You got to self-examine yourself. You got to check yourself. You got to G-check yourself, as a matter of fact. What's wrong with you? Not the other person. What's wrong with you? Okay, the fact that you even attracted the vomit. You even attracted the garbage. It's something wrong with you. Okay? So, a lot of people, even here on YouTube, they may not even realize their purpose. And then when you walking in your purpose, do you know that offends a lot of people? Because they don't know their purpose. And they can't stand the fact that you realize your purpose and you walk in your purpose. And I don't need permission or approval from anybody to walk in my purpose other than God. And I'm walking in my purpose whether you agree with it or not, unapologetically. And it feels good. It feels real, real good to walk in your purpose unapologetically. Okay? And a lot of people want me to apologize for my purpose. I'm never going to apologize for my purpose. Just like you're never going to apologize for being a piece of shit. Okay? You're the one that should be apologizing to society for being a piece of shit. But you're not going to do that. But that's some audacity. It's the audacity for me, right? And the thing that really triggers me about that, you got a choice. You got a choice, but you voluntarily come over here to be offended. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. And then, just like this past week, these people, they get on my page and they have the audacity to indirectly and indiscreetly and sometimes directly threaten me in so many ways. Let me tell you something. You gonna have to make good on them threats, because I fear. When I tell you that I don't fear nobody but God, that's exactly what I mean. Did you hear the words that's coming out of my mouth? You talking? Let me tell. Come closer. Come closer. Come closer. Let me come closer to you. Let me close. I need y'all to hear this. I need y'all to hear the words that's coming out of my mouth. Let me get to you with my mouth. Let me get closer to you. Because I need y'all to hear the words that's coming out of my mouth. Let me tell you something. You are looking at somebody that once upon a time I tried to kill myself. So if I tried to kill myself in self-defense, only in self-defense, I'm not going to bother nobody, but in self-defense, what the fuck do you think I would do to you? Huh? Huh? Think about that. Think about that. I want you to think about it, okay? I want you to think about it. I don't fear nobody. I don't know why that piece of skin won't come off my lips. I don't fear nobody but God. I don't fear nobody but God. I'm never going to fear a troll. Do you hear me? I'm never going to fear a demon. Okay? If I tried to kill myself, what do you think I'd do to you in self-defense? Huh? In self-defense, what do you think I'd do to you? Huh? If you pull up on me with the bullshit. And they never gonna pull up. They just on the internet talking and selling wolf tickets. Okay? But in the event, you know, you can't underestimate demons. Okay? You can't underestimate demons. People who are mentally disturbed. So, you know, I'm not going to run from you. I'm not going to hide from you. And I'm going to keep on running this mouth. And this right here, this is pressure. This is pressure right here. This mouth is pressure. This mouth is a threat to people who fit the description of my talking points. This right here. And I ain't going to never stop running it until God put a retirement stick on it. You hear me? I ain't gonna never stop running it. Hold on. Did you hear what I said? I can't even make the thing go back to the way it was. Woo! Hold on. I can't even make the thing go back. Hold on. Hello, Brandon and Jay Edwards. Okay, hold on. Brandon, you want to know what my purpose is? I'm glad you asked, Brandon. Hold on, Brandon. I need to get this thing back to the way it was. And things. Damn, I can't get it back in things. Why I won't go back in things? Oh, my gosh. Hold on a minute in things. Ooh. Why the thing won't go back in things? I can't. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. I need, and it's sick of her. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. Now look, she don't even have a job. Keep on calling his phone now. She keep on calling the phone now. I'm sick of her. I'm real sick of her. Okay. How you gonna be busy and you don't even have a job? How you gonna be busy? So busy you can't answer your telephone and you ain't never had a job, man. Come on now. Playing games with me. I'm sick of her. Now she wanna call this telephone all the time and things. I'm sick of her. I'm sick of her. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. When a lot of people change their mind about you, or somebody be done put a plug in their ear about you, and they don't want them to like you and talk to you. Okay, they want them to feel about you the way they feel about you. So they start talking about you behind your back, and then they get funny with the telephone and things. I'm sick of her. Okay, I'm sick of her. Okay, and then want to call me when she get ready. Okay, when she get ready, I'm not ready. Okay, but other times, before now, she been ready all the time to talk on the telephone. I'm sick of her. I'm not gonna answer now because she didn't answer when I called. And it's sad that we gotta play these kind of games as grown people. You hear me? I'm too old for this. But anyway, Brandon wants to know, what is my purpose? My purpose is to speak with authority, speak unapologetically. And I've always had this in me to speak. And once upon a time, so many people, when I was a little girl, they tried to silence me. And it's been so many people trying to silence me, because God has put a lot of courage inside of me. Do you hear me? He's put a lot of boldness inside of me. And I have the heart, the courage of a lioness. And I absolutely, when I tell you I have no fear of people. I am so over people. Once I learned that people cannot do anything to me other than say things about or to, that's nothing. And I still have the power in my mouth. Do you know how powerful that is in itself? To know that you have power in your mouth. Words are so powerful. And God gave me the ability to articulate myself and to be in love with words. And I can use words in a plethora of ways. I can use words to harm you. I can use words to wound you. I can use words to eradicate you. I can use words to annihilate you. I can use words to cut you like I had a razor blade. Do you hear me? Or I can use words to make you feel real good. I can use words to make you happy. I can make words to make you think. Think outside the box. I can use words to make you, you want to jump up and down, and you laugh and you just, that's power. That's purpose. And I realized that purpose a long time ago. But I allowed so many people to intimidate me because of my purpose. And so many people made me feel like I should apologize for my purpose. But one day I said, to hell with that. My purpose is mine. And I will never, ever, ever apologize for my purpose. And for a long time, I have been sitting down on my purpose. And I've been struggling out here. In these streets, it's no reason for me to struggle if I use my purpose. I can have anything I want to have if I use my purpose, if I walk in my God-given purpose. Do you know how many doors can open for me? All I got to do is walk in the room and use my purpose. My gift will make room for me. God has already promised me that. And God gave me a purpose the moment that I was born. And I must admit, to a certain degree, I have abused my purpose. I misused my purpose. And to a certain degree, I have taken my purpose for granted. And I almost abandoned my purpose. And I have thought about that so many times. I can imagine That hurts God's feelings. And I don't want to hurt God's feelings. I don't want to have God to regret giving me my purpose. He gave me a wonderful gift when he gave me my purpose. He gave all of us a purpose. It's dangerous when you abandon your purpose and when you take your purpose for granted. Because I can imagine God is saying, okay, you don't want to use your purpose? Well, somebody will appreciate your purpose. And they will be obedient to my will as it relates to your purpose. If you don't want to use your purpose, let me get you up out of here and replace you with somebody that will be grateful for your purpose. And I really think it's a wonderful thing, my purpose, because so many people don't have the ability to use their voice. Something that we may take for granted, your voice. But when I think about it, there's so many people that cannot talk at all. And here I am. I have the ability to talk. I can talk slow. I can talk fast. I can talk low, whisper with my voice. Or I can talk real loud with it. I can use so many different emotions with my voice. And I can cause you to feel so many different emotions with my voice. That's a lot of power. And it's also a lot of pressure. Pressure for you. And sometimes pressure for me. That's power, nonetheless. And I can also use my voice and my purpose to manipulate situations, manipulate people, threat people, harm people. I can use my voice in so many ways. So many ways. Ways that I haven't even imagined yet. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, I can use my voice to verbalize and communicate, whether it be with my mouth or with a pen and a piece of paper or a computer, a typewriter, whatever. It's so many ways that I can use my voice and my purpose. And I can use my voice to be artistic. You know, I can use my voice to do so many things. You know, I can cause a storm. I can cause wars with my voice. Yeah. I can soothe your soul with my voice. And there's so many times that I feel compelled to use my voice by the Spirit of God, and I did not use it. And I regret it later on. And even now I regret it. When I felt God, the Spirit of God telling me to use my voice to say certain things in a certain moment. And I didn't, because I was thinking, oh, what are the people going to think about me if I say that? Oh, I don't want to say that because I don't want certain people looking at me a certain way. And I feel so terrible because I felt God moving me, the Spirit of God moving me to open my mouth and speak, because there's so much power in words. I can heal with my words. Do you hear me? There's power in prayer. And I withheld my gift because what I was thinking, what other people are going to be thinking. So what if they think it? That's not who you answer to. That's not who you serve. They'll get over it. And you keep going. They don't like you no way. So what does it matter what they're going to think about you? You don't answer to them. You don't have to live with them. You don't owe them anything. So when I started thinking like that, I was like, wow. Wow, that's powerful in itself. And twice, or maybe more than that, but at least twice, I'll tell you this. It was two times that I really regret not using my voice. When I clearly felt God moving me to use my voice to help heal. And I did not use it because of what I think other people was going to say and what other people was going to be like, who does she think she is? You know what I mean? Because they're looking at me a certain kind of way and having limited expectations of me, you know? And these people didn't even like me. And these people are my cousins. They don't even like me. And I think they was jealous of me because my uncle, okay, this is the situation. My uncles, they had money, right? On my mother's side, they had money. And they didn't, one of my uncles, he never married. He never had children. And he was in the military. And then when he got out of the military, he was a teacher. He did computer work. He was very, very smart. And matter of fact, everybody in my family on my mother's side was very, very smart. And we didn't tolerate anybody that was dumb. Okay, you had to be smart. My family was full of teachers, okay? And most of them was in the church and blah, blah, blah. So my uncle, he used to come and take me and my siblings, some of my siblings, you know, to the zoo in Memphis and, you know, give us whatever we wanted to a certain degree. You know, he would just pretty much spoil us, right? But then my other cousins, for whatever reason, he didn't really do a whole lot for them. Maybe he was looking at, hell, they got a daddy. We didn't have our dad. So maybe he was trying to act or fill in the gap and be a surrogate dad for us. Maybe he felt sorry for us because they had more money than we did. And they had a car. We didn't have a car. So maybe he felt sorry for us. But they wasn't looking at it like that. They felt like, you know, he was taking sides and he had his favorites and his picks and things. So every time they would come to our house for the holidays, you know, they was feeling a certain kind of way. It was a certain energy in the room, you know. And we really didn't have a closeness with them. And, okay, so when my uncle got sick and he was in the hospital, I felt like God was moving me to pray for him. And it was so strong. It was so intense. It was so heavy on me. And I kept looking at my cousins in the room and I was thinking to myself, oh, what they gonna think about it? I don't want them looking at me in a certain way, you know, and then what if they laugh at me and talk about me? You know, I was thinking all this stupid stuff that didn't matter. And I kept feeling the force of God, his spirit saying, get up and pray for him. Go to the bed and pray for him. And I was thinking, well, I'll just wait till they leave out of the room, the cousins. I'll wait till they leave. I don't want to do it while they're here. And God, his spirit was like, no, I want you to go now. Because, hey, that could have been impartation for everybody. Maybe everybody needed that. And here I am with this gift, and I'm withholding it. I'm withholding it in that moment. This could have been something that could help everybody on a spiritual level. Okay, and here I am intimidated because of what? Something stupid. Something real stupid. And this prayer, it could have been so powerful, right? It could have healed him. But here I am. I'm being shaky because of something stupid. And they was telling me, you know, he may make it, and he had, you know, been having limited range of motion and everything. And it was something so simple that landed him in the hospital. Okay, he was outside, and then he fell over the water hose, and then he ended up being unconscious. So I was thinking, oh, he's gonna be okay. In my mind, I'm trying to rationalize, and I'm saying, okay, I don't need to pray for him. He's going to be okay. And I think the next day or the same night, I get a phone call and say that he had died. And I'm like, oh my God. I had an opportunity to pray for him, and I didn't do it. That I'm assigned to use my purpose, and I didn't do it. And I felt so awful. I felt such a heavy burden. I felt so guilty. Oh my God. And then when we went to the funeral and the cemetery, I'm like, oh my God. He's not supposed to be here. He's not supposed to be here. Okay? Because I didn't do something so simple as praying for him. I may have made a difference for him. And I could not look at his casket. I couldn't look at it. And I felt so terrible. I felt so terrible that he had died. And I didn't do something so simple as walk over to his bed and pray for him. And it may have really made a difference for him. And right before that, his other brother, my mom's other brother, it was the same scenario. So it was like, okay, God is saying, okay, I'm going to give you another chance. Okay, you didn't do it the first time. I told you to do it the first time. And here we go again. The same scenario. Okay, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do it this time. I didn't do it the last time. I felt guilty about it. I felt really bad about it. And I still feel bad about it. Okay, I'm going to do it this time. And then I didn't do it. And it's like, oh my God. And he died. And I'm like, huh. So here we go again. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm going to do it this time. And I didn't. So here we go again. And my uncle, he was the last of my mother's siblings to die. And a part of me was like, okay, good. Okay, he's the last one. So I don't have to deal with it anymore. Okay? And that's stupid of me to say that, but I said it. I said, okay. I said, that's terrible for me to even be in that mindset. Okay, you're saying that because why? You don't want to use your purpose? That's part of my purpose. And I have saw so much wonderful reaction when I have prayed for people. And it does make a difference. I have power in my voice, and it's real. It's not fake at all. And it has power to make a difference for the better. And just a few weeks ago, and I said a little bit, I've been asking God, please give me courage where I don't have courage, and to walk outside of myself and walk more in spirit. And that's what he wants. That's his will. He wants us to walk more in his spiritual walk more than our natural physical walk. Okay? He wants us to crucify our flesh and walk in spirit. And in this time in society, it's very important that we do that if we are true believers of God. Okay? Because we are dealing with a lot of spiritual warfare. And I am so powerful in the spiritual world. And I know that. I've always been very powerful in the spiritual world. And I have to really keep in mind that the spiritual world, it can be used as a weapon, just like you can use words in the physical as a weapon. Okay? So I have to keep in mind, am I walking in this for God's will, or am I walking in this for my own will? Okay? So I realize that I have a lot of power. And I cannot afford to misuse that power and take that for granted. Okay? And that's a part of my purpose that God created me for. And a few weeks ago, I was at the utility company, right? I had went over to the utility company, and I wasn't going to go to the utility company, but let me tell you something. God, a lot of times he'll rearrange a scenario or a situation and inconvenience you, and it doesn't make any sense to you, okay? So what I was dealing with, I could have easily dealt with that over the telephone, and then the woman is telling me, oh, you need to come inside the office for that. And I was so mad because I hadn't had any sleep. And I had been at work 12 hours that night before. And I was so mad that I had to drive in that thick-ass traffic and deal with them race car drivers and all of this road rage. And I was sleepy. But God, obviously, I believe he allowed it to be like that because he had a purpose. And he wanted me to be at a certain place for a certain time, for a certain reason, to use my purpose. And let me tell you something. I'm so glad that I was inconvenienced. I'm so glad. And at first I was like, I don't want to go over there. All them heathens over there at the utility company and them hair bonnets and all of this and all of that. And so I'm just fussing all the way down the street, driving and cussing. I didn't want to go over there. And I said, this is stupid. They could talk to me on the telephone. I don't have to go over there to the office for that, burning all this gas. I'm sick of them. That's what I was saying to myself. And so when I went there, and I said to myself, I hope I don't get that same woman with that nasty attitude. I'm sick of her. Why they always send me to that same woman that got all them other people in there working? Every time I go over there, I get that same woman with that nasty attitude. And she be trying to block everything I'm trying to do. And deny. I'm sick of her. So, all right. So, I'm thinking, okay, they want me to come in the office because they want me to drop it off. They're going to try to rob me. Okay. And like they always do. And I had prayed about it. So, to make a long story short, I didn't have to pay nothing. And I got favor, right? So, I was so glad about it. So, look at there. God arranged this so I wouldn't have to pay nothing. Then I'm going to be in a good mood, right? When I'm coming out of there. Hey, how you doing, security guard? I'm in a good mood, right? Coming out of there. Oh, everything fine. You know what I'm saying? But if I had to pay something, I had to deal with that woman. She had that nasty attitude. I've been mad. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't want to speak to nobody. But see, God arranged everything in my favor so I would be in a pleasant mood and my attitude will be adjusted, right? Hello, and I'm having all this interactions with everybody, and I'm talking to the security guard. Hey, how you doing? Everything fine? You know what I'm saying? So then everything is elevated. My frequencies is elevated, right? God know what he be doing. Let me tell you, he know what he be doing. He's smart. And so I'm coming out of the door, right? Let me reenact the scene for you. I'm coming out of the door. And, okay, it's a white man, an older white man. He can barely walk. He's walking with a black cane or something. And he got all those liver spots on his arm and stuff. And his arms all wrinkled up and red. And he just can barely walk. And see, if I had been in a bad mood, I'd been like in my head, get on out of my way. Oh, I wish he heard me going out this door. But I wasn't. I was in a pleasant mood, right? And I'm being so patient with the man. And so he opened the door, and he's trying to hold the door for me. But I'm trying to hurry up and get in front of him so I can hold the door for him. So he held the first door for me. It's two different doors. So he held the first door for me. And then I'm trying to get in front of him so I can hold his other door for him because he can barely walk. And he was like, oh, I'm trying to hold the door for you. I said, I know you are, and I appreciate it. I said, I was trying to hold the door for you. So we started laughing about that. And so we're going out the door. I said, well, We all need some help sometimes, and I appreciate that. So we started a conversation from that, right? And he was telling me, what he's been going through and how life is so hard, and he's so sick and he can barely walk. And I said, it was a shame they had you to come up here like this. And he was saying he can barely cook for himself. Most days he said he eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because he can't cook, because he can barely move, and it hurts him so bad because he got arthritis all over his body. And I was thinking, oh, I should go over there and cook for him. I don't know where he lives, but I felt so much compassion for him, right? And I was going to ask him where he lived, and I come over and cook for him sometime, but I forgot about it because a heathen got in front of us. It looked like he was going to try to rob us. So I decided to cut the conversation short. So before that, when he was telling me his wife had died and he was in so much pain, his body's just wrecked with pain, and I could just imagine how that hurts. Oh, I can't stand for my body to hurt myself. And I was just thinking, that's terrible to be old and hurting, and you still got to drive, and you can't eat nothing but peanut butter and jelly. I said, I bet he would love to eat a grilled chicken sandwich or something. I just can't imagine having to eat peanut butter every day. A peanut butter sandwich, his mouth got to be dry, right? And I just felt so sorry for him. And so when he was telling me how he was hurting so bad, and I felt so much compassion for him, and all of a sudden, he didn't even have to ask me. I didn't even think about it. I started praying for him right in front of the building. So many people was coming by. I didn't care. It's like they did not even exist. And that man, his arm, I was holding him, and holding on to his arm, I think, and I could feel him shaking. And he said, I think I'm gonna start crying. He said, I think I'm gonna start crying. Nobody's ever did this for me before. He said, I can't believe it. And he really, really appreciated it. You hear me? And I needed that as much as he did, okay? And the word says where 2 or 3 are joined together, God is there. Jesus is there also in the midst. And the other night on my job, I did the same thing. And it was 2 older men, and we had started a conversation, and I started talking with them. And it was a very spiritual conversation, a very refreshing conversation, because so many people are in conversations about foolishness, right? So I appreciated that. So many people don't appreciate that, because they want to talk about foolishness that don't even matter. And this man, one of them on my job, he was talking about how he's suffering from PSTD or whatever it is, depression. And he didn't have to tell me and the other man that. He could have kept that to himself. But I said to myself, he's obviously saying this because he's hurting. And so many people are hurting, and they don't know where to turn. They don't know what to do. And they're turning to drugs. They're turning to alcohol to self-medicate. And they're doing all kind of reckless things to their body. And their body is not theirs. Your body belongs to God. That's why I get so offended when I hear these unintelligent heifers say, my body, my choice. Okay, your body is not yours. Your body belongs to God. Okay, when that baby is created, however it was created, whether you was raped, whether you was messing with a married man, whether you was sneaking around with your best friend's boo or your own bae, okay, you was disobedient. God says you're not supposed to fornicate, but there you go, fornicating, just throwing your legs and dropping it like it's hot and having a hot girl summer. So here comes a baby, and you want to kill it. You're a murderer of your own baby. Okay, the moment that everybody knows when life begins. We're not stupid, but people pretend to be selective stupid for convenience, to dodge accountability and responsibility. Okay, and I could go on and on and on about that subject, but I'm gonna stop right there to make this point. Okay, when life starts, the moment life starts, and we all know when life starts, God created purpose in that fetus. So when you kill that baby, you're killing the purpose. Do you think God is going to let you get away with that blood on your hands? No, you are not. Okay? That's why so many people suffer different circumstances and situations. And then they realize, what's going on? They pretend like they don't know what's going on. Oh, why did God allow this to happen? Well, why did you do what you did? But you think nobody knows. And just because nobody knows, that don't mean that God forgot. God is all knowing. He's everywhere at the same time. He don't forget. Okay, and then here you are, you ain't repented. You ain't turned from your wicked ways. Okay, you still going. You still throwing your legs open. You still sneaking around the block and hanging out in the hotels on the nasty side of town and things. You still flying out and sucking dick and things. You ain't turned. You ain't turned, and you ain't walking in your purpose, and you misusing your purpose. And here you go, done kill the baby that had purpose. Do you think God is gonna get away with you? You murderer. You murderer. You fornicator. You adulterer. And all these other things. You liar. All these other things that you are. And then you got the nerve to call yourself a Christian. You got the nerve to call yourself a Muslim and wear the hijab and the burqa and all them other rags that you wear for religious purposes. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. And you're not walking in your purpose. And you're manipulating your purpose. And you're using your purpose as a weapon of mass destruction. Okay? Do you think God is going to let you get away with that? No, he is not. And that's why I believe so many people suffer tremendously. Whether you get COVID-19 and you don't recover, or you get the monkeypox and something else happened, or you might have a family member that get cancer, and you love that family member so much, God may not deal with you. He may deal with you through your family member or your child. Your child might die. Just like, okay, and then you kill them other kids, but then you let the kid live that you really like because you like the daddy, and the kid reminds you so much of your daddy, and that's the only connection you got to the baby daddy, okay, and you develop a relationship with your kid, and you love this kid, and then it grow up to be 12, 15 years old, and guess what? You got a phone call. What? Hold on. You got a phone call? Huh? Yeah, this is Miss Smith. How may I help you? What? My child done got killed. A gunshot. What? You got the wrong number. Yeah, I live on Johnson Street. Yeah, my child was wearing a football uniform when he left. Oh, you see? Yeah, he got dreadlocks. Yeah. Oh no. See what I'm talking about? Or, they was in a car crash. What? Like that woman, like 3 sisters I told y'all about. I told y'all about it this week. A few days ago, this week. 3 sisters in Batesville, Mississippi. That's 45 minutes away from here, Memphis. 45 minutes away, right next to my hometown. 3 black sisters. All their kids, 6 kids in the car, riding down the street. They hit a bridge. The car went into the creek. All of them dead. Yeah, all of them dead. See, God may not deal with you. And so many people feel like, why did God do that? Well, why did you do what you did? Why did your mama do what she did? He may not deal with you. He may deal with you 7, he says in the Bible, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he'll deal with the sins of the father 7 generations down the road. Okay, he may let your daddy have a pass, and he may get you. You may have to pay the price. Okay, that blood is still the blood that has been spilled, or whatever that transgression might be, or what if your daddy, he didn't fulfill his purpose? Okay, or maybe it's your aunt, or maybe it's your cousin. That debt spiritually still has to be paid. Okay? So when you go to question God, you got to question you and your bloodline. Okay, this disobedient thing is strong. It's serious. And God is for real. God is a jealous God. A lot of people, like me and those men at my job the other night, we was talking about this. And I have said this before myself. So many people talk about the blessings, the blessings, the blessings. They only want to go to God for the blessings, the blessings. They love God for the blessings. But what about his wrath? What about his wrath? Oh, God, he can spin the block on you. Yeah. God can get gangster too. Yeah, when he gets sick and tired, he's sick and tired. And just like with Gangsta Boo, I heard a pastor talk about that. We question, oh my God, why did she die? She's just sitting outside and she's dead. Oh, she had so much potential. Oh, she was getting ready to go out on the road again and have all these concerts. And she had so many plans, but she over there in them drugs. We don't see her on the drugs, but she obviously messing around with drugs. And she been bragging about the drugs all these years. Love to pull them joints and marijuana. Oh, and then so many people try to justify the drugs. It's just marijuana. Oh, it's legal in most states. We got all kind of excuses why we are disobedient. Why we are not using our purpose, but we're using these drugs. You compromising your purpose. Do you understand me? So then when God sits you down and you can't get up again, why cry? Why is your family members and friends and your fans crying? Huh? When God sits you down where you can't get up again and he says enough is enough. I'm tired of you. I have been patient with you long enough, and you keep on taking me for granted. I have given you purpose, and you keep on playing with your purpose. Okay, let me sit you down. I'm tired, and I'm tired of you. So let me sit you down. Okay, let me sit you down where you cannot get up again. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous to realize your purpose and you keep on playing with your purpose. Okay? And when you got purpose and you are striving to live in your purpose, let me tell you something. No weapon formed against you will prosper. They can have a shootout. The bullets will fly all over your head and it will not touch you. 2007, let me tell you, I never will forget it. I was driving down the street going to my job. And I heard a little ding on the top of my vehicle. And I was thinking, oh, that's just something falling out of the tree, maybe. I didn't think any more of it. The next day, I was going to my car. And I looked on, for whatever reason, maybe the Spirit of God told me to look up there. And I looked up there. Because I had a little small car at the time where I could stand and I was taller than the car. And I was looking up there and I was like, what is that? To make a long story short, it was a bullet hole. It was a bullet hole. And it had hit right where I would ordinarily be sitting in the driver's seat, right? And when I heard that little ding, when I was driving down the street, that was a bullet hole. Now, whether it was somebody purposely shooting at my car, I don't know. Maybe it was an accident where somebody was in the neighborhood shooting and the bullet fell down right there and then. I don't know. But the point of the matter is it was a bullet hole, okay? And I was like, oh, that's God's grace and mercy. He protects me, right? He's not going to let nothing happen to me while I have purpose. And I have not finished fulfilling my purpose. It doesn't matter if I'm in the lion's den, no harm will come nigh unto me. Yeah, people can threaten me all they want. On the job, on YouTube, at Walmart, wherever we go. But nothing's going to happen to me unless it's God's will. Because I have purpose. It's one thing to have potential, but it's another thing to have purpose. And I thank God today that I realized my purpose. And I'm utilizing my purpose. And I'm asking God to help me more every day to walk in my purpose. unapologetically, unafraid, unashamed, and to walk in his will and not my own, okay? Because a lot of times God will say, go left. And there I go, I'm going right. And it feels so good to realize my purpose. And here I was, I'm trying to apply to go over here to live. That may not be where God has me to live. My purpose and my assignment is no good over there. That's why he allows the dogs to bark. That's why he allows the gangbangers and the race car drivers to run rampant. And the police won't enforce the law. They won't even patrol the streets. They're sitting in the car eating donuts and things. Looking at the race car drivers. Looking at the heathen selling dope at the gas station. And they won't do nothing about it. That's why we got lawlessness over here. Because I'm not supposed to be over here. Okay? I'm the one that's hard-headed. But I'm saying, oh, look at them hard-headed heathens. Look at me. Look at my hard-headed self. I haven't been doing God's will as it relates to my purpose. If I was walking in my purpose 20, 30 years ago, I could have been in a mansion somewhere in Malibu somewhere, in Europe somewhere. I wouldn't have had to be over there. Where the heathens at making all this noise and disturbing me where I can't get no sleep. I wouldn't have to drive down the street in Afghanistan Junior smelling the marijuana coming into my car. Do you understand why it's so important to realize your purpose and be obedient to your purpose? I could have avoided all of this. If I had been walking in my purpose. God has so much for me. And he still has so much for me. But can you imagine how much I would have been avoiding had I been walking in my purpose all along? Can you imagine how much I would have right now if I had been walking in my purpose and being obedient to my purpose? Yeah. But anyway, I'm just talking with y'all, and I'm supposed to be somewhere else. I'm supposed to be somewhere else. And I forget all about I had to pee. Oh, the conversation has been so wonderful. I forgot I had to pee. I forgot I had to pee, but before I went live, I had to pee so bad. And I couldn't hold it. And all of that. But I just thank God that he withheld the pee. It made me forget about the pee. Because I had a purpose. And my purpose was to tell you that. And he allowed Brandon, my wonderful subscriber, to ask me that question. What is your purpose? And I'm so glad to answer that, Brandon. I'm so glad to answer that. You know, before I knew who I was and I was suffering from identity crisis, I could not answer that question. That's just like you dating somebody and you ask them, oh, tell me about yourself. They can't tell you about themselves because they don't know who they are. And I think that's a bad place to be. When somebody asks you, well, tell me about yourself. You trying to get to know them. Guess why they can't tell you about themselves? Because they don't know who they are. And they're afraid to let you know who they really are. They're embarrassed about who they are. That's why people have to pretend to be somebody who they are not. They all on Facebook pretending like they got a business. They lying on these PPP loan applications saying that they got a business. And then they get in trouble later on when the police come and pick them up and knock on their door and tell them, come holler at me. Okay? You get in trouble when you don't know who you are. And you're not walking in your purpose and you don't know who you are. And you're suffering from an identity crisis. It's a lot of people are suffering from identity crisis. That's why I'm not going to say never, but in most recent years, I have been more comfortable when I go on job interviews. It's a piece of cake, thank God. Because before, I used to be so nervous. Oh, I'm shaking. Oh my God. I got to talk to the people and they're going to be asking me all these questions I can't answer. I don't know the answer. But now, I walk in there so confident. I can go early. Early. I want to go early. I can't wait to talk to them. I'm asking them questions before they can start asking me questions. I'm talking too much. They looking at me like, "Ooh, won't she shut up?" They're not used to that, and I can see that in their facial expression. They're not used to people talking and articulating themselves. You know what I mean? And of course, sometimes you can say too much. Of course, okay. But the point is, I'm more comfortable now in myself because I know who I am and whose I am and what my purpose is and what my capabilities is, okay? I know my strengths. I know my weaknesses. I know my limitations. I know where I've been. I know where I'm going. And my future looks better than my past. God has redeemed me. And I am so grateful for what God has poured into me. And I don't take it for granted at all. And I'm so in love with God. I'm so in love with my purpose. And when I realize how meticulous God has been in creating me, there's nobody else like me. I'm not like you. You're not like me. We're all different. Well, we serve the same God. The same awesome God, right? Yeah. And I was driving down. I turned right. They turned right. They've been riding my bumper. I thought if I turned right, I would. Jason, will you get off of my ass, please? Susan, it's Susan. And she looking over here at me. Don't look at me. Look at the road and get gone, girl. So I was coming down this street earlier. And I was thinking about, look how awesome God is. Not only does he take time to take care of me and you, look at these beautiful flowers. Look at these beautiful flowers. Look at the trees. I'm going to let you see it. Do you see how beautiful it is down through here? Do you see how beautiful it is? And then there's people that don't even believe in God. How can there not be a God? Do you see how beautiful it is down through here? This is Collierville, Tennessee. I love it. I love the energy in this place. It is so beautiful. And it feels so warm. It feels so safe. I love this area right here. Just driving down this street right here. And then, it just makes me feel so at ease. And it's so peaceful. It's so civilized. And it makes me feel like money. You know what I mean? Spiritual money. And even down, if this heathen will get away from me on the side. Look. Just going so. And these flowers, something as simple as this, it don't even cost you nothing. To just ride around and look at the flowers and the trees. Spring is springing. Isn't it beautiful? And just this much, realizing how good God is. When I see all of this goodness, it just gets me more connected to God. And he's just so wonderful to create other creators. We are creators. And we are creators that have been created by God. The biggest creator. The best creator, right? Isn't this nice? I love this area right here. I love this. It is so nice. I love it. I love this area. I love this area. Everybody working to make it even more beautiful. Look at those creators. See, they creating something over there. We are created to be creators by the Creator. I just love it. And then the results after we create. Look at the results. And we're supposed to maintain all of this, right? We're supposed to maintain it. God didn't create us to be just hanging on the block, wasting time, wasting his time. He created us to create. Yeah, we got purpose out here in these streets. We got purpose to fulfill. Yes, and we don't have no time to waste. We don't have no time to be wasting out here. God is serious. Do you see how serious he is? This is serious business out here. Yes. This is serious business and things. God is not playing no games out here. This is serious. Yes. This is real serious. Yes, it's serious and things. It's serious and things. You see the police, they patrol their streets over here. Yeah, they patrol their streets. They are serious. They serious about this crime. They serious about this race car driving. They serious about keeping their area nice and civilized and safe. And something just as simple as that. The police sitting on the side of the road. That's enough to deter the heathens. Yeah, they're not going to let you come over here and tear up and race reckless and all of that. No. They're going to regulate you. They're going to regulate you. If you ain't got no sense, they're going to help you to get some sense over here. That's another reason why I like it. Yes, they on their job over here. They done took time and got all this money to create all this nice, and they want to keep it nice. They want to keep it like that. Yeah, the people done paid all this money and building all these great big houses. They done invested too much. Look. They don't have time to play no games. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. Look at all of this. Yeah, they're not gonna put up with you coming over here stealing, being roguish. No. They're not gonna be playing with you and things. They're not gonna be playing with you and things. No. And things. Okay, you guys. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Holla at your girl and things. And things.